What's up? Welcome back, Enchanters, to another unboxing of the Mondo X-Men the Animated Series 1/6 scale action figures, and today we have an exclusive, and it is the Jubilee exclusive.
Ah! Nice shot.
Sorry! I was sure only the real you would tell me to blast both Wolverines.
Now, before we dive into this, I have a huge announcement. You're hearing it here first. I am now an official Mondo retailer, so now I will be carrying the Mondo series on our site. The items are already available on our site. Do know that all items will ship within 14 business days if you're placing an order. All of our orders are made to order, so we do not carry excess stock. We are a very, very, very small business. And so do bear that in mind. I don't know what the future will hold as our channel continues to grow and y'all continue to support us. And speaking about supporting us, it means the absolute world when you smash that like button below, hit that bell to get notified every time we upload content every Monday and sometimes on Thursdays. And most importantly, follow us on socials, on TikTok, on Instagram, to stay in the know of all of our new items when they arrive. I do videos. I'm gonna start getting into taking photos of all of our items, etc. So you're gonna be seeing that over at Instagram and on TikTok. So yay. Outside of that, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Yeah. If you like this video and you got value, well then give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, keep scrolling. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So here we have the exclusive Jubilee, which by the way, I am selling, but I do not sell the exclusives. The exclusives are only available via Mondo Shop. And so what they are now called, officially as of the release of Gambit, which was already went up for pre-order, and now Harley Quinn for Batman the Animated Series, is they're now called time releases. And I really like this concept that Mondo is doing. It's unfortunate that us retailers cannot sell that, or maybe as of yet we can't, but we're not even able to make a pre-order of those exclusives either. So what they do now is, up on the release, you have to make sure you're following Mondo or myself. Make sure you follow me on socials, because the second Mondo posted and we know about it, we share it on our socials as well. We share it on our, what I love is the new YouTube feature with the shorts. They've been amazing, amazing, amazing. So you're seeing a lot of shorts on our channel as well. Try to post at least one short a day. So any new announcements within the collector community, etc., we're going to post it on the shorts. But we also do that on TikTok and Instagram, which sometimes the algorithm can support you in being notified when we post and seeing that on your feed. So the timed edition pieces, which are the exclusives, will have additional pieces that are exclusive only to that, and will only be available for 7 days. After 7 days, they close it off. So it's like a make to order item. And with that being said, they probably do make a little extra just in case once it does launch, or if there's like an issue or a defect and you have to make an exchange, they probably do. But the only way you can attain them is that way. And obviously, the only other way you can attain them is through the secondary market. And we all know how expensive that will get. So make sure that you do, if you are interested in the exclusive. Now remember, what I like with Mondo's exclusives is that it's only like a $15 to about $25 increase for the exclusive versus the original. And typically in statues, the exclusives are like $100+ difference. So $100, $200, $300, $500 plus difference. So I do love that it's a small difference. So if you really want to have the additional pieces for, you know, whatever you're going to use it for, how you're going to display them, you're going to get the exclusive. Now, if you don't care about the additional pieces and you just want the core character and you want to save $15 to $25, well then you can go click on my shop and purchase yours there, because we have the non-exclusives on our shop. So without further ado, let's dive in. So here we have the Jubilee timed exclusive. Now, surprisingly, they did do a test with this piece and like 2 other pieces, and both Jubilee and Catwoman when they made the exclusives, and they're still available on mondoshop.com. So you can still get them if you do want it, versus the original. So let's dive in. So of course, it's going to come in this unicorn. Look, this box came damaged. I'm pissed. I'm really pissed. Like, beyond pissed with myself. Not myself, with UPS, because UPS shipped this. One side, the opposite end, came crushed. I had to open it. I have not opened the contents within it, but I did have to open it to assure myself that the art box wasn't damaged. And unfortunately, it has a crease, which sucks. Now, typically, you could return this, and Mondo would be right by it. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. I would care if I'm going to resell this. I don't have any intention of reselling this ever, ever, ever. So, why? Now, the back is pristine, the box, but the crease is, you can't notice, but there's a bend here, but there's a crease here. As you zoom in, there's going to be a crease here. Right by where the limited edition sticker is, there's another crease. So that really pissed me off. But let's go ahead and zoom in on the art box. So here we have like the concept art of the series before it was going to launch, and how Jubilee's aesthetic was going to look. And I love this. It's freaking gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Traditional it's the similar aesthetic with all of Mondo's pieces. They all look the same. Mondo X-Men the animated series, they all come in this white art box, and the only color you get is right here with the character. So let's go ahead and open it. Woo! We got tissue. Set that aside. And so here we have it. Oh, okay, you're singing for me. I want to sing it. Oh my, she is absolutely freaking gorgeous. We're going to dive into that in a moment. So here we do have the art box. I'm going to read what it says. It says, Jubilation Lee is the youngest of our X-Men and the one with the most attitude. Jubilee's parents came to America from Hong Kong and briefly raised her in Beverly Hills before their untimely death. When the self-proclaimed mall rat first met the X-Men, orphan Jubilee had been a longtime foster kid bounced from home to home. Never sure who she was or where she fit in, her mutant powers had just kicked in. Lumikinetic explosive light fingers, which added a whole new layer of weird onto the X-Men's battle against Master Mold. Well, I actually skipped a part, and you know what? This is long. I'm not going to read it. But if you want to read it, look at it right there. Zoom in, and guess what? Pause the video, and you can read the rest. Because I know you want me to unbox this and review this. Now, before I unbox, I'm going to take this out of the plastic, and we're going to bring y'all closer for a more immersive and deep review. So let's go ahead and do that as well. I'm so excited to add her to all the other pieces. Gambit's coming out later this summer. I'm just like, cannot wait. I hope Rogue is next. I want to see more Brotherhood of the Mutants as well. But anywho, let's quit me rambling and let's bring y'all closer. All right, here we have her in all of her beauty. My God, this is iconic. So, for starters, I want to presence, when it came to the 90s, like the aesthetic of the X-Men, I mean, the X-Men represented the 90s. It was from the Jim Lee comic books to the series, really just embodied 90s culture. And, you know, I grew up in the 90s. In my opinion, it was the best decade of all time. And it was just such a joyous decade. And when you think of X-Men, you think of fashion, and you think of X-Men the animated series, you can't help but resonate with these bright neon colors. And Jubilee was that character with that aesthetic that really encompassed what the 90s was all about. And I've said this so many times, and as much as a lot of people don't really care for her immune ability, you can't help but associate, when you think of X-Men, you can't help but think of Wolverine, and Jubilee is a character that always comes to mind if you grew up in the 90s watching X-Men the animated series. And what I love about this piece is she is by far, hands down, the best Jubilee we have ever seen in any action figure. And remember, this is 1/6 scale. So typically most action figures are 1/10 scale, which is about maybe this tall. So she's much taller. Obviously, she's thicker. She's scaled to, 6 of her. If you were to mount 6 of her, one on top of the other, it'd be a life-size form of Jubilee. And I have to tell y'all, like, the paint job on this is spectacular. The cell shading is remarkable. We're going to start with her first. So look at all of the cell shading details. Look at the details on her magenta top, the earrings, the iconic earrings, the sunglasses, the shading on her hair. My favorite part are the trench coat, the the buckles on the like hook and eye buckles. Look how even on the forearm sleeve, look at that, amazing. The gloves, incredible. I love that her paint job is a little bit more peach. It's so they did give her that aesthetic. It's a different complexion than Wolverine, who's far more fair, so I really did appreciate that as well. Her trench coat is malleable. It does not come off. That is the back of the piece. Absolutely remarkable. Look at the folds. I mean, it's just incredible, incredible, incredible. Now, what people love about Mondo is the posability. Not only is this 1/6 scale, but it's the fact that it's so incredibly posable. So it has a lot of forms of articulation. Now, I will say she does have less articulation points than Wolverine, or I won't say Magneto, because Magneto's cape really inhibits him to move as much. But let's go ahead and get started with all the articulation. So we're going to start with the legs. They only go up to this wide. So something to bear in mind, does not go wider than that, and that's because of this section right here. So that's as wide as they're going to go. Okay. They have a slight move forward, very slight. Again, same thing because of this. They're not going to go up. So that's as much as they're going to go up or back. Now, what's great is she is double jointed at the knee, so yay for that. And it's a very loose joint, which I really like. It's super smooth. As for her shoe here, as for her leg going down to her boot, this does not move at all. It may look like it, but it doesn't. And then her foot will bend. So let's see what that articulation is going to look like here. It goes backward. Subtly frontward, more back than front, and it should swivel, yes, and then they do swirl side to side. Okay, so you're going to get that with both feet as well. Now, as we come up to the torso area, there is a slight twist. Again, she does not twist, unlike some of the other characters, but she does. She's double jointed at the torso from the breast area to the muffin top area. I don't know what you'd call that, but it does move from the bottom, and also from the top has some give. So that's kind of cool. I like that a lot. Forward and back just a little bit, side to side a little bit more. Now her trench coat is where it's going to inhibit a lot of the movement on the arms, unfortunately. Now what's great is that the trench coat is not connected to the arms, but still there's little movement that you can experience from this. So it's going to have a 360 turn, which is amazing. Her arms are able to go up to about, I like to say about a 75-degree angle. And she is just single jointed at the wrist. So again, this does go up again, and then you can extend it out as well, but that's as much as it's going to extend. And then as for her hand here, it rotates 360. It does not curve at all. Now, this piece, as for her head does do a 360. It does go up and down, side to side. So same articulation, which is standard for all these pieces. Now let's talk about all of her switch outs, the exclusives, and all the other fun items that come with this piece. So let's talk about the exclusive and get that over and out the way with. So what does the exclusive come for? For an additional $15, you are going to get the fairy tale portrait. Now this appeared in an episode, and it was Jubilee's fairy tale, and so she was like I think she was going back and just through storytelling, and she was this elf fairy tale, and so you do get this portrait. I think it's cool. I just don't think I'll ever use this, because in the episode she had a green ensemble. It was like a tribal ensemble, and clearly, I mean, this just is irrelevant to this. I have to say, this was a big miss for me. I don't think this should have been an exclusive item. There's really not much nostalgia. If they would have made a vampire portrait of her, I think that would have been really rad, but that never made an appearance, to my knowledge, in the animated series, so I totally get why they wouldn't do that. But I think adding a different character's head to it or something would have made the difference. Or just not adding an extra portrait, but maybe adding an additional item, right? So I'm really not, I don't care for this at all, to be honest with you. Now, what's really cool is you do get her in skateboard action. So you're going to get her with a helmet. Obviously, she's grinning her teeth. She has her sunglasses on. And this is the exclusive portrait. Now, I think this is kind of rad with this. The exclusive is you get to have her in her skateboard outfit. So you get that as an exclusive. You're going to get both of the knee pads. So the knee shins, you're going to get these knee guards, and they easily connect on each knee, like so, and you can clip them in the back, and I think that's quite awesome. That's really awesome, honestly. Again, they do buckle up in the back. And then the last exclusive is this skateboard, which has this cell shading. Now, the wheels, unfortunately, do not rotate, which is a bit of a bummer. That really does blow, the fact that it doesn't. But you can place her on here and have her go for a joyride. And that right there sums up the exclusive items. Now, everything else comes in the unlimited version, so yay. And let's start with that. So we're going to start with the accessories, like the food. So you're going to get her mall fries and Slurpees. So let's look at this. How freaking adorable is this? I mean, this looks phenomenal. The material does feel like it's a cup. It's even though it is plastic. I mean, it's just amazing, amazing, amazing. So excited to see that. And then we also have the like dirty fries, which look amazing. And it could be wrong, but I do believe these are fries, as our camera decides to zoom in. And then we have these fries, and this looks amazing as well. It's just adorable. So that's that. Following that, we have the head sculpt. So here we have the first one, and this one right here is Jubilee wearing her sunglasses with a slight grin on her face as well. Similar to, it's literally the same portrait as the helmet, just that she doesn't have the helmet on. So you're going to get this portrait. Following that, you're going to get this one right here, and this is her with her mouth open. Again, this looks amazing, amazing, amazing. The hair looks phenomenal. Incredible. And last but certainly not least, you are going to get her blowing bubblegum. Again, this is my favorite portrait. I don't care what anyone says. It is so amazing, 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 amazing. I love this portrait so much. It really is spectacular. Now, following that, we are going to get some hands. So you're going to get this one right here. And this one is her finger. So it's her about to start her her firework spark. Looks amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. You're only going to get one hand, which is the right hand, like this. Then you're going to get her with her closed fist. So this is the closed fist. And again, the cell shading, I mean, looks remarkable. And then you're going to get her with her hands, her fingertips like curled, as if like she's manifesting a power or holding back or resisting, which looks amazing. You're also going to get the ones that come standard to the actual figure, which is her hands all of her fingers are spread out, almost as if she's about to, again, conduct her ability. You are going to get my favorite hands because they're reminiscent of the intro song, the intro of the show, sorry, when Jubilee starts the show and starts the series, and you could see her create the sparks. They have this gold paint to them, this like iridescent pinkish dragon fruit red, which is almost like a clear plastic, and obviously her hands. Phenomenal piece. I think this is the way I'm gonna display her, is with that. And last but certainly not least, she's projecting her ability far stronger directly to like an enemy, and it's this one. Again, her hands, as you could see, are right there, And there's the projection in like this metallic ombre pink, yellow, and blue. Looks phenomenal. I'm going to be honest with you, I would have preferred if this was translucent. The metallic, it just doesn't do it for me. Maybe if the stars were metallic, cool, but this should have been a translucent material, not this metallic sheen. It takes away from the animated aesthetic. It clashes. It doesn't look like it belongs. So I do think that was a poor choice. I will say I'm not really the happiest with that. And if you were curious as to how to remove her hands, it's very simple. It's a quick tug, and they come right off. And you can go ahead and apply whichever hands you want to. So in this case, we're applying this, so just like that. Incredibly rad. Just what an incredible series. Beyond thrilled that we have her now in our collection. I know we all can't wait to receive Gambit, which is next. Everyone's hoping for a Rogue. I feel like Rogue is the next one after Gambit because there's just so much Gambit and Rogue can do together. Jean Grey, we still get to have Cyclops, the iconic Storm, Beast, and then you're looking at many of the Brotherhood of the Mutants as well, plus some side characters. Who knows how expansive this series is going to be? Again, this is a $200 action figure. I believe she's a little less than that. You can check again on our website and or on Mondo shop if you want the exclusive. Our price is the same as Mondo's. You do get free shipping. And if you are a first-time buyer on our website, use the code Enchanting and you get 10% off everything. So use the code Enchanting and get 10% off our entire website, site-wide. Even if you have purchased from us before, you can use that code and you will get that 10% as well. It's a new code that we have in our system. So I hope y'all enjoyed this review. I think she, again, looks absolutely spectacular. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are below. Is this something you'll be collecting? I do know her scale is a lot larger than a typical action figure. It's something to consider. And, I mean, you can't deny but state facts and that this is the best toy line that we've seen from X-Men the Animated Series. So I've not seen a maquette, a statue, a resin figure, any other action figure even come close to this. So it's absolutely spectacular. Yes, they come with a high price point, but again, as this begins, Mondo has been making these action figures for a little over 4 years already, almost 4 years in general, not X-Men the Animated Series, but in general, and it's starting to pick up a lot of momentum on socials, and this is something that will, I'm telling you right now, you're going to look 5 years from today, you're going to look even a year from today, and pieces like this collectors are going to want, and they're going to go on the aftermarket for a ridiculous amount because they're far more limited in their release now due to their unpopularity versus what they're going to be 2 years from today when so many additional collectors will be making the investment and buying every piece, and they're going to want these older pieces that they can't find anymore. So I see it all the time in the collector community, and I just know this is going to be one of them. So I really do hope y'all really appreciate this video and this review. Overall, I do have to say I'm going to give this figure a solid 8. The components of it that out of 10, the components of it that took me off was the exclusivity of it, that fairy tale portrait I don't care for, the projection, those metallic sheen projections I don't care for either. And there is it lacks a lot of articulation in the piece's mobility. So those are my 3 setbacks, and I have to give it a solid 8. Now, as for everything else, I mean, just absolutely spectacular. Just nail in the coffin. It just was phenomenal. So once again, thank y'all. Go subscribe to this channel if you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. And comment below if you'll be owning this, if you'll be passing. I'm curious to know. Let's stay connected. Go follow us on socials. And most importantly, go visit our shop. Just visiting our shop does us so much. So just, having people just visit our shop online. You don't have to purchase anything. But if you're curious to see what we carry, do that. That supports us immensely as well. It brings traffic to our site and puts us up on the Google charts as well. So appreciate y'all. Have an incredible and amazing rest of your week. And until the next one, Enchanters, keep collecting.